Hello and welcome everyone to a good 10 minutes. I'm your host Alex. This is your early morning market news and headline update from the previous day in under 10 minutes. No spin, no bias, no BS, factual, objective, apolitical, and fast. All right, well, tomorrow on Sunday, March 10th, we will start the new daylight savings time routine again. So rolling the clocks back 1 hour. There's a strong push in the Senate at this point in time from the senators of Florida to do away with this practice that started back in the 1960s. So hopefully this nuisance will be terminated once and for all. On markets, so wrapping up last week, on Friday, stocks tumbled, giving the Dow its worst week since October, as Nvidia's seemingly unstoppable rally stopped. Meanwhile, Bitcoin notched another record, hitting 70,000 per coin intraday for the first time before the volatile cryptocurrency retreated. The Senate passed vital funding bills just barely ahead of a shutdown deadline, ensuring the government can stay open, at least for now, but they still need to pass more before March 22nd. So wrapping up the week, S&P down 65 basis points, Nasdaq down 1.16%, Dow down 18 basis points. Bitcoin, last I checked, was at $68,504. So still holding on very, very strong. Some news about TikTok. A congressional committee voted unanimously on Thursday to advance a bill to the White House that would be tantamount to a ban on TikTok, jeopardizing the future of the app used by 170 million Americans. U.S. lawmakers have long expressed concerns about TikTok and its influence and accused the app's parent company, ByteDance, of being linked to the Chinese Communist Party. But the committee became extra motivated to fast-track the bill after TikTok encouraged users to call their representatives and ask them not to ban the app. This resulted in a flood of calls and what may be the greatest social media backfire since Elmo asked, "How's everybody doing?" What the bill says: the bipartisan bill aims to protect national security of the United States from the threat that's posed by foreign adversary-controlled applications. Practically, the bill gives ByteDance two choices: find a U.S. company to buy TikTok within 6 months or shut it down. Yesterday, President Biden said he would sign the bill if it got through the Congress, even though the president's re-election campaign joined the platform last month. The legislation has to get passed first, though, and previous efforts to address TikTok have stalled. A bill that would have allowed the Commerce Department to ban tech from outside the U.S. died in the Senate last year. Still, experts are cautiously optimistic about the new bill since it's more targeted at TikTok. But TikTok still has supporters. The ACLU called the bill an effort to score, quote-unquote, cheap political points during an election year, end quote. Former President Trump posted on Truth Social, quote, "If you get rid of TikTok, Facebook, and Zuckerschmark will double their business," in an apparent 180 after signing an executive order in 2020 that intended to ban TikTok. Former President Trump always coming through with fire tweets. U.S. companies are still hiring, so looking at some headlines around the United States, the U.S. added 275,000 jobs in February, according to the government's latest job report. That's more than was expected, signaling a still hot labor market. But elsewhere, there were signs of cooling. The unemployment rate rose to 3.9%, and wage growth really slowed down. This makes reports something of a choose-your-own-adventure tale. And so, on one hand, we have additional jobs being created, but unemployment rate rose and income increases plateaued. Interestingly, some news about UFOs yesterday. The Pentagon says that it has found no evidence of UFO sightings. The truth may still be out there, but we haven't found it yet, according to a 63-page Pentagon report that assessed government activities related to unidentified anomalous phenomena and found no evidence that aliens have been to Earth or that has been covered up. So, still no news and still no admission from our federal government. Wegovy, the blockbuster diabetes drug from Novo, is just getting stronger. The FDA just approved the drug to treat heart problems as well. This additional approval may help broaden insurance coverage for the drug, which is costly and not always covered. But it might still be hard for patients to get it as it's in short supply. Novo Nordisk is also seeking a similar approval in Europe. So blockbuster drug for Novo, they are going to be crushing it out there. Some interesting entertainment news about Taylor Swift. So evidently, Taylor Swift is wrapping up her sold-out Singapore concerts. And besides boosting demand in the country for sequined leotards and friendship bracelets, the 6-show leg of her Eras tour created geopolitical strife, believe it or not. Why did this happen? Well, the leaders of neighboring countries were miffed about the exclusive deal Singapore cut with the singer to be the only Southeast Asian country she visited. This kind of agreement, known as a radius clause, is common in the music industry but rarely extends outside of a country. Thailand's prime minister accused Singapore of paying as much as $3 million per show to keep sparks fly within its borders. Singapore said the actual price it paid was much lower, but refused to reveal the number. Even at the highest estimates, it was a good investment for Singapore. Swifties who flocked to Singapore are expected to have spent up to $300 million on food, lodging, and other tourism-related purchases while visiting. This will likely juice the country's GDP by 0.02 percentage points just this quarter. Other nations are taking notes. Neighboring countries have gotten over the beef but have already started updating their playbooks so they can follow Singapore's lead and snag the next big tour. All right, some bad news coming out from, unfortunately, from Boeing yet again. This week alone, there were 3 headline-grabbing mishaps, and this is just this week, which, again, these mishaps involved the company's planes, and this is per Bloomberg. The most recent one was yesterday when a United Airlines plane rolled off the runway into the grass after landing in Houston, forcing the evacuation of its 160 passengers and 6 crew members. Luckily, no one was hurt. Before that, another United plane lost a tire after takeoff, while a third had flames coming from its engine. Luckily, no one was injured in those situations either. But Boeing, you're in deep trouble. All right, some quick hitter updates as well on headlines from yesterday. Apple revealed its earlier decision to block Epic Games' developer account in Sweden. Permitting the account will let the Fortnite maker create its own app store for European iPhones. OpenAI reinstated Sam Altman to its board and said it has full confidence in his leadership following the conclusion of an investigation into what led to his brief ouster as CEO in November. Eli Lilly's Alzheimer's drug, donanemab, has run into an unexpected delay in getting FDA approval. Donald Trump posted a $91.63 million bond to keep Jean Carroll's attorneys from trying to seize his assets as he appeals a ruling that he owes $83.3 million for defamation. Akira Toriyama, who created the best-selling anime Dragon Ball, has sadly died at age 68. His work was so popular that it once caused a diplomatic incident between Japan and Mexico. Rupert Murdoch is engaged to Elena Zhukova, a retired scientist who is reportedly the former mother-in-law of Russian oligarch Roman Abramovich. It's the 6th engagement and will be the 5th marriage for the 92-year-old media mogul. And PSA, again, don't forget, the clocks spring forward 1 hour at 2 a.m. for daylight savings time. Thank you so much for your time as always, getting this right under 10 minutes again, and I hope you enjoy, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend.